If you're exhausted fighting the screen time war at your home, today I want you to try something radically different. Stop fighting the screen. This piece of glass, then every adult with a smartphone should be broken. But we aren't broken. We grew up with TV. Many of us grew up with video games. And yet, we learn to wait. We learn to focus. We learn to struggle. So something else has definitely changed. And that is the pattern of consumption of screens. And behind this pattern is this chemical called dopamine. Dopamine gets the bad reputation, but dopamine itself is not bad. Dopamine is the way brain learns. It's the brain saying, this matters. Let's focus on this. Let's pay attention. Let's do it one more time. Without dopamine, curiosity won't exist, exploration won't happen, and the learning won't stick. Hence, dopamine is extremely necessary. The problem begins when dopamine becomes very fast, very frequent, almost effortless. It is at this point when the brain starts expecting everything instantly and almost starts rejecting anything that is slow. But that is not how childhood is designed. Childhood unfolds slowly, layer by layer, skill by skill. Here's the key distinction that most parents like us miss, that there are actually two kinds of dopamine. The first one, or the first kind, is the earned dopamine. And this happens after effort, patience, and struggle. Dopamine generated after a Lego build, or solving a complex puzzle, or creating something that finally works. This kind of dopamine gives satisfaction and is very healthy. The second kind of dopamine is something that we call as cheap dopamine. This kind of dopamine is generated through activities that are instant, repeatable, and effortless, like scrolling, tabbing, putting the next buttons, etc. This kind of dopamine feels good at first, however, it never settles. Once it spikes out, it starts craving for its next hit. So, scroll based content isn't just entertainment, it trains your brain in three specific ways: no endings, no pauses, no reflection. So, in a way, the brain of the child never lands, and the brain that never lands cannot synthesize. This part is very critical to understand because learning doesn't happen during brain stimulation, but it happens after the brain is stimulated. It happens in the gap, in the pause, in the reflection. And when there is no gap, there is no reflection, there is no learning. Somehow we have been taught to fear boredom. However, boredom is actually not a failure state. Boredom is a state where the brain feels that, oh, I don't have any external inputs. Now I have to self-generate new outputs. Actually, boredom is a place where imagination thrives, connections are built, and creativity prospers. So whenever we take away any gap or space for the brain to think, when the child is especially exposed to scrolling on screens, we are actually killing his ability to self-generate, his creativity, his imagination gets killed. So the real price we pay is not the time he spends on the screen or the addiction of the screen, but more so is the death of boredom, where real imagination, creativity, and self-generation thrives. At CurioMinds, everything comes back to one central principle, that children are shaped by their environment more than their. Also, let's face the uncomfortable truth that the parents are the environment. So it's not about IQ, or just the genetics, or just the talent, but it is more about them. And here's the uncomfortable truth: parents are the environment. This is not by intention or this is not by force, but this is by design. Children don't rise to instructions, but they settle into patterns. And then, on the other hand, we have this good screen time where the brain is actually working. The same screen, but here the brain is active. The key characteristics of good screen time would be that everything moves slower, everything has a finite start and a finite end, and most importantly, the child's brain is active. Very prime examples of this could be a child watching a story and narrating its characters, or a child learning something new and trying to ask questions over it, or he going through a tutorial and then trying it out offline. Anything that has informative, social, emotional input is actually a good screen time. Same device, same child, but completely different outcomes if the way the environment gets designed is different. Again, we come back to the same thing. It's not about changing or banning tools. It's not about setting rules. It's about setting the design correct and making the environment or designing the environment. This is where it gets more interesting. It looks like modern neuroscience is just catching up to something our ancient cultures already knew. In Japan, the Japanese homes follow is something very interesting. Less noise, less clutter, less interruption. Silence is not rushed to be filled. No constant saying, do this, hear that, try this. In fact, the silence is respected. The pause is respected, and the pause is ma. What Indian homes did traditionally was also very interesting to see. Slow mornings, low light, and almost negligible stimulation to start the day. There was a built-in sensory fasting, if we want to call it. See, the mornings were slow. There was this post-lunch sleep hour, or there was this evening lamp time where you say prayers and take a break, take a pause. Children, while growing up, were not entertained all the time. Boredom was designed, boredom was inculcated. In fact, boredom wasn't a problem, it was a preparation. For a very long time, I just felt that these concepts of Ma and Pratyahara are just textbook theories. But actually, I saw their real application in life. They are not just philosophical ideas, but they are actually environment designs. Here are two specific use cases or examples we can apply in our homes right away. Let's take the first idea, digital Genkan. In Japan, Genkan is the entryway. Is that the entryway where all the shoes are parked, all the noise stops, and you enter into a calmer, smoother space? What we need in modern times is a digital Genkan where we park all our digital assets, our phones, our iPads. The noise of the world doesn't walk into the home. More so, this is Ma by design. Our second idea, the Sandhya rule. In traditional Indian homes, as the evening sets in, especially after dusk, the lamps are lit, the harsh lights are dimmed, and the senses are withdrawn. A modern version of this could be we ourselves dimming the lights at our end. So if the sun goes down, we dim the lights. The high stimulating screens are gone. Warm lights, slower activities, more family time. It's like you are telling the brain the hunt for dopamine is over. No guilt, just clarity. Screens are not our enemies, they are just tools. Dopamine is not bad, it's a lever and needs to be used very intelligently. And if you like it or not, parents, you are the environment. And when the environment is designed well, there is no need of constant battles, control. This isn't about perfection. It's more about designing routines, setting boundaries, and creating that environment. It is about designing the environment that works with the development of the brain and doesn't work against it. So stay curious, keep observing, keep adjusting, keep listening. We continue this journey towards conscious and mindful parenting, one insight at a time. Again, we want to summarize our philosophy very clearly. In few of the earlier videos, we saw how environment shapes talent more. We want to continue building on our understanding of the core philosophy of parenting, where we understood in our initial videos that environment is far greater or important than just talent, and that environment can be shaped. And to that matter, the parent themselves are environment. In today's video, we looked at few ways how we can design this environment for the better. So as you stay curious and as you ask these important questions, with every video we get insights. What we are really trying to do here at CurioMinds is to improve as conscious and mindful parents with one insight at a time. So see you in the next video with another insight. Till then, stay curious. So bye folks and have a good one.